the Jewish Channel's Week in Review. Orthodox Jewish violence leads to the arrest of a rabbi for beating a young man, the latest in the Leiby Kletsky case, and the future of Jewish boxing. It's the Jewish news that's changing your world right now in this episode of the Week in Review. Hello, and welcome to the Jewish Channel's Week in Review. I'm Stephen I. Weiss. Orthodox Jewish violence leads the Jewish news again this week. In Israel, ultra-Orthodox riots over parking lots open on the Jewish Sabbath have resumed after a period of relative calm. In previous riots over the past 2 years, participants stoned the car of Jerusalem's mayor, and there were many attacks upon police and others. In recent weeks and months, only a few dozen had shown up to protest the parking lots and hadn't made much news. But a larger faction of hundreds joined this past weekend when one rabbi decided to participate. It's not clear whether these riots will continue at this scale. Meanwhile, here in the United States, an ultra-Orthodox rabbi and his wife were arrested for allegedly kidnapping and extorting a fellow ultra-Orthodox Jew. The young man was allegedly beaten by the rabbi and his associates and threatened with his life, reportedly because the man was refusing to give his wife an Orthodox Jewish divorce. It's common practice among the Orthodox to require a special divorce document, called a get, to be delivered by a husband to a wife in order for the divorce to be recognized as valid. A woman who isn't given such a document is considered an aguna, or chained woman, and not allowed to remarry. While many complain that this practice victimizes women, the other side of this stringency is a long-standing Jewish tradition that men accused of victimizing their wives in such a manner are sometimes persuaded, intimidated, threatened, or beaten to try to get them to give their wife the Orthodox divorce document. In this case, Rabbi David Wax of Lakewood, New Jersey, is accused of having lured a man to his house under the false pretense of engaging in Talmud study. When the young man arrived, according to the indictment, Wax and other unidentified men beat him while showing him a body bag, with which they threatened to bury him alive in the Pocono Mountains if he would not provide the divorce document. The rabbi and his associates, again according to the indictment, then forced the young man to call his father in Israel, a call the father recorded, in which the rabbi said that he would kill both father and son unless the father paid $100,000 to the wife's family. The indictment quotes the rabbi saying to the father, "For you, there's a special gift. It's called a bullet." The Waxes reportedly posted $500,000 bond each to secure their release and have surrendered their passports. They are charged with kidnapping, and the rabbi is also charged with making a threatening phone call. Meantime, the biggest story of Orthodox violence is still the murder of 8-year-old Leiby Kletsky. The man allegedly arrested with parts of the child's body in his refrigerator, Levi Aaron, has been alleged in news reports to have made at least 3 other attempts to abduct young boys in recent months, and was described by a neighbor as a man known to give car rides to young boys. Many reports also suggest he will likely plead insanity, citing sources in Aaron's defense team. His lawyer, Gerard Marone, told the New York Daily News of Aaron, quote, "There's a severe diminished capacity. He's been hearing voices for quite some time." Moving on to a story that can instill Jewish pride, the Jewish Channel is known in part for its broadcasts of Orthodox Jewish boxer Dmitry Salida's matches. As Salida's career as a promoter progresses alongside his fighting career, he's discovered some new Jewish talent. Christian Needham reports.
When fight fans think of Jewish boxers, it's usually Yuri Foreman or Dmitry Salida who jump to mind. Many TJC viewers have become familiar with Salida from his fights broadcast here on the channel. This past Wednesday, though, Salida was acting as promoter for the Brighton Shore fight card at Oceana Arena, featuring 2 newer Jewish boxing faces, Boyd Rainmaker Melson and Cletus the Hebrew Hammer Selden. I caught up with Melson on the eve of his bout to discuss both his boxing and Jewish credentials, beginning with his trunks.
I wear Star David on my trunks. I'll honestly say secondary is from my religion. Primary is to pay respects to my grandparents. My Zayda was the only person in his entire family, period, that survived the Holocaust.
And though this fighting spirit has come to define his Jewish identity, Melson said he's always been aware of the importance of his religion.
I went to yeshiva for about 4 months when I was in kindergarten. Didn't fly too well. But I learned what tzedakah was starting at 5 years old. And then I went to Hebrew school always until I was bar mitzvah 3 days a week after school, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. That started to get challenging when I started getting into middle school because you don't really want to be doing that. It's like living a dual life. but it paid off because now as an adult I cherish a lot more what I learned.
And Melson learned boxing his first year at West Point during a mandatory gym class, an unusual sport choice for a Jew in general, let alone one of only a dozen Jews in Melson's entering cadet class of over 1,200.
We were a small little clan while we were there, and I served in the military, and then when I got to the larger military, it was an even smaller clan because I boxed in the Army for my time, so I was the only light-skinned real person on the team. I am mixed. My father, he was born in New Orleans. He's Creole, so that's French, African, and Native American.
Melson's Army training has come in handy inside the ring.
Army guys are always going to fight, regardless. When you're out abilitied, like I often was at the elite level in the amateurs, I found ways to win just by my determination.
And that determination has carried Melson through 4 victories over the past 8 months. 2 by TKO, 2 by decision, and all fought in his hometown of New York. But all that winning hasn't protected Melson from taking some hard shots from his sparring partner.
He goes gung-ho the entire time, so I really can't work on relax when I'm going to get tagged, hence this shiner I have in the inside here from him the other day.
And watching Melson take punishment isn't easy for his biggest supporter, his Jewish mother.
In previous bouts that Boyd's has had, I've ultimately left and found myself wandering around until I couldn't wander anymore, whether he had won or lost. And then I decided it wasn't fair to him, and so I decided to come here and watch him work out and spar. This has helped me desensitize myself, and I can now totally enjoy his performance. I appreciate the talent in him and the other wonderful men and women here.
And how is Melson feeling about his upcoming Oceania fight? Facing off against Minnesotan Zach Schumacher, whose record is 2-2-1.
I'm guessing he's taller than I am, because everyone is. I'm almost 5'9", like just kissing it. And he's right-handed, I know that. I don't know his amateur background. I couldn't find anything on it, so it's not that extensive. And he's probably like everyone else coming to fight.
Reporting from Mendez Boxing Gym for the Jewish Channel, I'm Christian Needon.
Thank you, Christian. That's all for this week. From all of us here at the Jewish Channel, be well. The Jewish Channel is available on cable. IO Optimum Channel 291, Time Warner Cable Channel 528, RCN Channel 268, Verizon Fios Channel 900, Cox Cable Channel 1, and new this month, Bright House Channel 330. For more information, visit tjctv.com.